now, it's easy to record them. Kim Alameda's coach had suggested it, and it's like, oh, let me go and see what I can do. And so put together, basically this is a playlist on a YouTube channel. So if you put in that URL, this is where you're going to get to. So I kind of color coded things and tried to make them so they're grouped together. So free helper apps, which is something that I taught back on May 12th. And then in the descriptions, if there's a companion document with it, it's also in there. So go and look at the descriptions, because the free helper apps, I'm going to be teaching again in June. Yes, absolutely. You can, Maria. That's the goal. And I continuously update the document that I put together for the free helper apps, and also the one for command that I'm using. So you can always go there to catch. You can go to the videos, you can go to the documents, and the documents will have links in some cases to answers.kw.com and how you do things, or links to videos from other people, or links to other documents that I've put together that take you through a process, such as the submit paperwork process. I've already written that once, so I just put a link from the one document into the other. So that's kind of how I'm working things now. So here's the Win It Virtual Business Panel, the coffee with a capper. If you haven't come to those on Thursday mornings, those have been great. And you can see who did each one of them. The new agent masterminds, Jeff Lamica has put them together the last couple months, and they've been recorded. And then here is the command training. And last week before, I can't remember, I lose track of time. We had invited basically everybody from teams to join us. And I'm also not on a team for command. So therefore it's a little tough for me to see exactly what all of you guys can see. Well, actually it's impossible for me to do that without logging into your systems. So we had Nick Guevara, who is our regional tech trainer, and Marcia Krebs, who is with the Lancaster office in the Buffalo area, who's not only on a team and does a lot of the team stuff, and she's their market center tech person, came on and went through the whole process of setting up teams and setting them up for leads and things like that. So that's a great thing to go back to. And if you find that you have some particular questions along the way that pertain to teams, etc., those guys are absolutely willing and able to, we can set up a meeting with you guys to work through your particular scenarios. That's one of the things. We had one earlier with another team this last week, and Nick said, no, let me understand, what your process is, so I can try to figure out, what's going to work best for you. So then here's, as we go along, the command classes are pulled into different sections. So I've got the different sections. Contacts, I really haven't recorded again since April. Because as I've been doing them, I've been asking, are people using them? And everybody's been using them. So we've just been kind of going through other questions that people have as we go along. So we've got settings, we've got websites and landing pages, some of the last ones for command designs with a bit of print campaigns. So we went into a little bit more of how to do some of those. And we're going to talk about print campaigns today. And smart plans. And we also talked about the new consumer features. So you can go to those. So here's command paid ads and follow-up smart plans. And here's a ad campaign. So this one is the one with Melissa and Andre. And this one is the one where I had Kevin and JD. So if you want to go back to those, we've been recording the Ignite series. We have Transaction Desk in here, Getting Paid with Command, the buyer and the seller series for working through the process. And the buyer series, I know the first one that we had was just really going through the paperwork. The second one that was just done last week is really long. It's 4 hours, but we had Kaylee Moody start that one out. So she's talking about how you work with buyers and how she works with buyers before Karen got into the paperwork. And I identify where you can find the different parts in the descriptions of those. So that's where the classes are. So if you just bookmark that spot, you can always get to them. And I typically get the classes uploaded usually within a day of the time that they're recorded. Okay? Any questions on that? So now you know where they are. Okay, so most of you know that I always talk about the In the Know folder because that's where I'm putting a lot of stuff. So in the Know folder, under the training folder, that's where we have this document that I'm Conquer Command, and the free helper apps are here too, if you want to go and look into that. Conquer Command, and this is a document that I put together initially to help me figure out exactly how I was going to structure this class. So first I had to figure out, okay, what are the sections that I'm going to do? And then I put together the outline and pulled things together. So you've got this whole table of contents. You could always go back to this and find, as you're trying to work on something, go look up what you want to do. So I'm just going to go to campaigns. And here's a link to answers.kw.com, get starting with campaigns. And they said, you know, campaigns are your digital marketing expert in a box. It's a tool that streamlines ad creation and syndication across multiple channels, both print and digital. So I'm going to pull this over to the side so you guys don't have to see it, but it'll keep me on track. But in here, you're going to find, okay, so here's more on paid ads. Here's links to some of the things in answers.kw.com. Here are more answers. Here's a video from Jay Chermak, who is one of the Keller Williams trainers on doing ads. Recently, I saw something about Facebook ads that some people weren't seeing all of the leads that they expected to see. And there was a possibility that the link between Command and Facebook was broken. So here's some suggestions that people had posted on how to check them out. So this document's here for you to go back to. And so you can work on anything as you want, as you need to. So that, along with the recorded classes, hopefully will help you out. And then, of course, if you need some more help or there's something that you don't see, get in touch with me. Okay? Any questions on that? I'm moving it over. Okay, and let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'm going to go to my command dashboard. And accessing campaigns is here. So if you don't know what the icons are, you can always click on the KW here and see what they are. So it is campaigns. And one of the things that you're going to find as you get more and more into command is, in some cases for campaigns, you're going to want to go and create something in designs first, so that you can use it in your campaign as you go along. So so things kind of interweave throughout the system. And you're also going to want to, depending upon what kind of a campaign you want to do, you're going to want to have some of your settings set up. If you're going to do Facebook and you're going to do paid ads, you're going to need to go into the settings and set those up. And those, if you go to the Conquer Command document or you go to the recorded classes, you're going to see exactly where those are. But I'm just going to click into campaigns. And if you have questions, really, honestly, come back and ask questions. So here is my campaign dashboard. And there's a bunch of stuff here. So here's connect more accounts. So that'll actually help you go and back and connect your accounts. And this, I believe, is probably going to take you to settings. Oh, right here. So you can go and you can see what's connected and what's not. So here's my Facebook ad manager, my Facebook post scheduling. So those are going to be different connections. If you're doing paid ads, you're going to do the Facebook ads manager, but you can also post directly to Facebook from here without doing a paid ad. There's Twitter. I don't use Twitter, so I haven't connected anything. So there's both ads manager and post scheduling. There's Google AdWords. There's MailChimp, which is what you'll be using if you're going to do an email campaign now. And the other place to go to set them up is here at settings. And the first thing you're going to see are all of these different applications that you can connect in. So let me go back to campaigns. Now on this dashboard, some of the things you're going to see here are quick posts. So this one here is creating a neighborhood video. And this, have you guys seen this? A little neighborhood video that you can put together and you can just post it out to Facebook directly from here. So you could go, and these are here very, very easy. There's a shuffle. So if you don't see what you're looking for here, shuffle, and you might see some other things. There's a lot of things here about downloading your consumer app. That'll help you do a post just really, really easily. Say if I want to go to this one, it has the text that they've already identified. It has your URL for your consumer app, which this comes from your marketing profile that's in the settings section. You can upload photos, so they've already got one there. So this is the logo, the DBA logo, which again came from the marketing profile. If you have that set up, you can say where you want to have it, when do you want to do it. You can give a schedule, and then it says, okay, select pages. The only one that I have set up here that makes sense is my Facebook post. And I can preview it so I can see what it's going to look like. And this is what it's going to look like when I post it to Facebook. So those are some that, will take you 2 seconds to do. Then there's some training tips down at the bottom, and they're saying that these are going to be modified depending upon how many campaigns that you've done in the past. And then you can always click to go to advanced tips. Anyway, okay, so we have paid ads, which I said we're not going to talk about today because they've been covered really, really, really well by the experts. Email campaign. So what's the difference between a campaign and a smart plan? A campaign I kind of define as a one-time thing. You set up something and you're going to send that out now. Where a smart plan is a set of steps that you have all set up and ready that you can just assign to a contact. That makes sense? Any questions on that? I know if any of you were used to using eEdge, everything was called a campaign, and so smart plans, campaigns, they're different. So in order to do an email campaign, one, you're going to want to link up a MailChimp account. Let me see if I'm campaign dashboard, paid ads. Just looking to see, make sure I'm not moving and missing anything. So here's some of the email campaigns that I have sent out in the past, and I always put myself in as a contact so that I get to see what myself with my personal email. So I can always go back and show you what these look like. I should have probably loaded it. Okay, so this is the last email campaign that I sent out. So this is a newsletter. And periodically I'm putting together a newsletter and sending it out. I just recently turned off the monthly newsletters that eEdge had because I decided periodically I was doing newsletters out of Command, and I was writing them. So they were more personal and people were actually responding to me. So I did put this one together and sent it out on May 1st. You know, it's like, okay, labeled, what the heck's going on with real estate? And I'll show you how I did this. So I gave them a nice email, basically giving them first we were deemed non-essential, meaning we couldn't even set foot in a property. And so then I talked through that, talked about the fact that, we become virtual, how we're doing work. This is from a graph that GRAR sent out to show, listings this year versus last year. And then I end it with my signature information, and you can see that that was sent from MailChimp. But it shows it's being sent from me. If there's a reply, it's going to go back to me, and that's because I told it that that's where I want it to go. So the question is, how did I do that? So if I want to go and say I want to do an email, I want to create a new campaign, I can just start from here if I want to. I'm going to click email, and you put in the name of it. And you select your account, and I only have the one. Who are you sending this to? And this is this recipient list right now. This is my Keller Williams Realty Greater Rochester audience within MailChimp. MailChimp will be replaced for campaigns at some point by Command Email. Command Email is what's being used for smart plans today. So you select that. So I already have this audience built within my MailChimp, and I have my MailChimp connected connected to command through PySync. And in the Conquer command document, it'll walk you through the steps that I took when I did my first campaign, when I did my first email campaign. And I started out watching a video that was created by Scott Leroy Marketing. And they're also a great resource. And it's like, oh, okay, let me walk through the steps. So I created it. And then I wrote down, okay, here's my basic steps that I had to do. And I talk in here about how I linked to PySync and how I set that up. So MailChimp, for a free account, you can have one audience. And so you have to decide, I have this going to everybody in my command, as long as they have an email address. Who's sending this campaign? The sender is me. Send reply to here. What's the subject? And we're not actually going to send this one. So then there's content. Select a design for your email. There's apply design. So there are 2 newsletter templates already set up here. So you can write your newsletter directly through this. It'll walk you through the steps. I happen to not like those designs, so I create my own. And I'm going to just go to my design templates. So these I made in Designs. And here's the one from that I created on May 1st. Here's a Groundhog Day. Here's a holiday 2019, a Thanksgiving email test. So if you created your own, you can just go and click and it'll load it. Yes, it will. Well, it's taking a bit. While it's loading, any questions from anybody? Okay, is it going to load?
Yeah, Chris, I have a question.
Okay.
And I think Laura, our marketing director, is on this call too. But anyway, so if this was set up from by a team, for example, went out to all of our database, I guess, right? So if someone responded, where would that response go?
Wherever you told them to send it. So it kicked me out of this, but here where you set it up, who's sending the campaign and who to send the reply to.
So right, could it be to multiple people, the reply, or just one?
Okay. No.
Thank you. That's
You're
worth
welcome.
2 pieces of chocolate once you get back there.
Okay. Okay. So let me go back and are you sure you want to leave the page? So it tries to keep you safe. Let me see if I can preview this one. Total clicks, unique clicks, total opens. So it'll also give you how many opens there were, how many unique opens. So actually 221 people opened this out of 689 set, and 5 people unsubscribed on me. But let's see. You can duplicate a campaign. So since it's being a little bit slow with me, I'll show you where you do this in Designs if you don't want to use one of their templates. So we go to the Designs. and you hit the plus, and then you say that you want to send. Yeah, Laura, go ahead.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I wasn't sure if you can hear me. It wouldn't let me unmute myself. Chris, so for the newsletters, kind of something that I'm experiencing with the team contacts is that I have to manually, individually share my team's contacts with my Rainmaker, Jenna. So if I send out a newsletter, like, but I want to send it to maybe just like Claire or Jim's database, like, will I have access to that, or is that something that I'm gonna have to do through their accounts?
I think you would have to do that through their account.
Okay.
One of the things that we talked about towards the beginning is, were you part of the command for teams that we did a week or so ago?
Yeah, so that really helped, and that's honestly because we're migrating fully into command, so that really, it took a lot on how to appropriately migrate them over from Brevity. So the template was,
yes,
the template that they updated was an absolute game changer.
Okay,
but
cool.
It's more of like, if I want to kind of do a little bit more of the newsletter or the sending out functionality, I'm afraid of not being able to send to their contacts or capturing leads appropriately. So.
Okay. So, well, newsletters aren't really going to give you leads.
For like other stuff as well.
Yeah. What I would recommend is that we set up a meeting with those guys that is for your team.
Mm-hmm.
With Nick and possibly Marsha also, because they're very happy to. Nick offered this the other day. We were talking with another team, really understanding, how do you guys do business? Because, every team's a little bit different. So, the best way of doing things for your team might be different than for another team. And I kind of have to lean on those guys because I'm not part of a team, so I can't see the team stuff from my own system. So I'm a little useful, but not as useful as I would want to be for teams. But they're absolutely happy if you guys want to set up a time.
But yeah, that would be amazing. Okay. But I think going forward, because it is something we would like to do, but I think that was just like, that's the biggest thing I grapple with, is literally seeing their contacts and being able to actually handle their database. So, but yeah, I think for kind of now scapegoat until they unleash more team stuff, just kind of use their accounts, you would say?
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the simplest way for now. But if your teams are all set up correctly, I'm pretty sure you should be able to see the contacts for the various people. But again, I'm not the expert there.
I can see Jenna as like her Rainmaker, because that's like the account that I use. I can see their contacts. I can't edit or actually do anything to, like, no one else can edit, make notes, record kind of like any interactions, or just kind of like use them in like the newsletter or anything like that. So theoretically I can see them. It's more of actually kind of handling the database, so to speak.
Okay. Well, and I'm pretty sure that there are settings that will identify how much somebody else can do to somebody else's contacts.
Yeah. And when I share with them, it allows me to completely take over it. It's just like selecting 50 at a time, manually sharing. And that's kind of, it's like, it's the manual sharing of like the 50 at a time. So that's really the thing we did. Well, I did.
Okay. See if you can come up with a time that would work for you guys, or a couple times that would work for you guys, and we can go through your specific types of things where you're having challenges.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
I'll mute myself.
Okay, so to create a design, click on email. We do next. And you get this template. And it always starts displaying in phone size, which is kind of funny. So you can click back and forth between, you know, what's the size that you want to do. And then there's the layout and content. And this is something that I always just kind of play around with until I get things the way I want them. So drag over a text section so you can insert your title here, bring it in. So we have widgets here. So then in, oops, there, just went back to a different style. That's not really where I wanted the image, but so I've always had a little bit of a challenge when I played with this, but go in, play with it. It's not going to do anything until you decide that you really want to send it. So you can put in a link. And where's my bottom? Update template. Okay. So I can start writing my text. You've got some information here. Link. This is kind of weird. I am not seeing. There should be some sections here for, there should be a spot here that says to configure them, such as the link. What's this? Your template was updated. This one's doing weird things at the moment. So another day, go in and play with it. And see if you can get something that looks the way that you want. And I always adjust the name. So that wasn't a very good example of what I was trying to show you. I always modify the name so that I know when I want to go back and look it up in my designs, I can find it again. So I'm going to go and say, nope, I don't want to do that. And I'm going to go back. So once you have your design templates, after a while, you're going to end up with a lot of them. I have 104 in here. You can click in here to email, and here's that what the heck one. And so here's my text body. Here's my text. Here's an image. And here's the rest of it. So I did a bunch of different text sections, added the image. And that's basically how I created that one. I've always had, it's always been kind of interesting. This actually went really, really well. The first time I did one, it took me a while to work through using the different content pieces and getting it to look the way that I wanted it to. Now, one of the things, so do I want to save and apply them? No. One of the things, smart plans, at this point, if you say that you want to do an HTML email, it will let you select an email template. Only right now, all that's available are the Keller Williams templates that you can use, which, let's see, this is, this I've joined Keller Williams is actually a birthday one. This is what it looks like. So that's That's kind of cute. Only it's pre-made for you, and you can't adjust anything with it. At some point, and I'm still trying to find out when, Smart Plans will be able to use your email template. So you'll be able to make pretty things like this in your email template and use it for Smart Plans. Okay, back to campaigns. So that was a little fail on my emails. But anyway, that's how you set up the email campaign. And there's a bunch of instructions in the Conquer command document. Direct mail. So who do you guys send out postcards, just sold postcards or anything like that? Yes,
do,
no?
but we use real mailer.
This actually goes out through real mailers.
Oh yeah, we chose real mailers specifically because of command using it, but we use kind of like our own specific design. So
Okay.
yeah, I found that I couldn't upload the design into designs via command, so I just went through real mailer directly because it was just easier for the specific designs we were using.
Okay. Okay. So a few things. If you go directly, okay, create a new campaign. Well, here, can I go preview this one? Edit campaign. This is one I created the other day. And you can upload your own designs, Laura.
Oh yeah, I know. It was just like we were looking for like a specific thing, and it was just kind of like I just to kind of get it out for time's sake. Like I just kind of because we used it before, but we plan on just going out of command in the future because it's easier. The neighborhood feature is easier on command than it is in real mailer.
Yeah. This is super, super easy. So let me go back and I'll just run creating a new campaign. I never send out postcards, but I know a lot of people do. So if you want to do a new direct mail campaign, first you have to enter the name. Yeah, and the selecting the ones to send it to is so easy. So you have to pick your goal. So it's okay, attract listings. You can use the default templates that are provided, but they're pretty limited and they won't let you change a whole lot. So I can identify the listing that you want to bring in, but what I prefer to do is go into designs, create, say if I'm going to send a postcard, create the postcard in designs, and then go and upload that. So actually, hang on. I don't know exactly where I have them downloaded at the moment. So here's print. So here's one I created a couple days ago. Let me go and do the download for that so that I can go and upload it. And the creation of this will be in the designs class from a couple days ago. So I'm going to download it. And also in the document, I found out the right way to download these. So you download them as a PDF, download it a page at a time, high resolution, and publish settings, I think it's manual bleed. And you do the download. So this is going to give me the front of the postcard. And then I'm going to go and waiting for the download. Okay, there I've got one. And then I'm going to go and get the second page. And it left my settings for me, so I'm going to do the start download. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to say I'm done. we'll go back to the command or to the campaigns. Okay, so direct mail. Okay, create a new campaign. Direct mail, attract listings. We're going to upload a custom template. And so then you set up your campaign. Oops. Enter the campaign. So your front of the postcard. So we're going to browse my files. Oh, you know what? Let me just go and drag, because there it is right there. And I have that set for a 4x6, and that's what I did. So I did a standard postcard out of designs. And then the back of the postcard, here's the back of the postcard that I just downloaded. And I'm going to hit continue. And then it's going to walk you through the steps. So your market center, and this, for some reason, it does not update from your marketing profile. And I've got to think that that's a bug. Street address, state. And it'll ask you to verify the address. We're going to confirm the address. And then you're targeting. So it asks you if you want to send this out to your database or whether you want to do local targeting. And of course, it's to use their neighborhood stuff. It's going to be local. So if I wanted to send this out to an area around this listing, and we save that. And then you've got your budget. So it's going to default to sending out 200 postcards. And with your postage as first class postage, I guess that's your only option at the moment. Let's just say I want to send out 100. And I'm going to hit save. And then we're going to the configure targeting. And here, as we said, while we connect to real mailers. So here's the number of homes that I identified, and I can change this slider if I want to. So what it's done is it has dots of 100 homes around that address. I can go in and I can make some modifications. So say if I want to say only single family, those with 3 bedrooms up to 30. So square footage, let's say I don't want to go to any huge one. So I can pick the year built, the year last sold. So last sold year might be important to you because you know that people typically sell 7 to 12 years. So you might not want people that sold, just recently, but you might want them, say, from 2012. And so it's going to change your configuration of the ones that you're going to send this to, and how much did they send it, how much did they sell it for, and it's already picked them for you. So here's your next, and it shows you the preview. And this is what it's going to look like. So here's the front of the postcard. Here's the back of the postcard. And they're going to have it be to current resident. And you make the payment and they will take care of the rest.
And so the postage is free?
No, the postage is included.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So they that does say free, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. Huh. Well, it's you pay them, so
And
that,
then they take care of the mailing and everything.
yep, tells you right here what they're doing.
Okay.
And there was a selection on there where you could say, do you want to send it to also to your company address? So do you want to have one sent to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, oops. I always have to pick the right answer. So that's direct mail, and they're going to be here. Social posts. So the social posts, you saw these are basically for your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook posts, just socially, not paid ads. And you can schedule them. You can do quick posts, like some of those things that we saw right on the dashboard. They're right here. All you have to do is go and create them. So have you guys seen this little neighborhood video? I'm just gonna go do one. It's kind of cute. So just to make it easy, you go search for a neighborhood. And you know that for neighborhoods, we work with Nextdoor. So that I think there's around 300,000 or so neighborhoods at this point. And the good thing in the Rochester area, we have neighborhoods. So I'm going to pick Park Avenue, hit next. So here's the neighborhood information, the name of it. And this is based on what our system is seeing right now. Average home prices are on the rise. Average price per square foot. So if you want to double check these, feel free, absolutely go ahead and do those. And you can, there's only so many things you can do. So this is a little pre-made video for you, but you can select what you want. So say I want to take away the neighborhood features. I'm going to take away the hops and brews. I'll leave it as a coffee culture and say that it's, daytime leisure. Why not? Here's your agent information. Here's your market center and brokerage information. So that very nicely did come over from your marketing profile. And we hit next, and it's going to go generate a video for you. And so it creates a nice little video for you without you having to do a whole lot of work, and you can post it directly to your Facebook, your Instagram, etc. And then you can also schedule posts through this. So if you're really, really into using Facebook, you can go in and you can schedule what you want to go out on what day. And you can create them from here. And you can select your different channels. You can draft posts, a lot of stuff that you can do here. If you have to make a payment, this is where you would set that up. And that's pretty much the end of this one. Any questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, Laura takes care of most of our stuff, so there may be an occasion where I might have to do it, and now I've got all the tools at my disposal. Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if you guys want to, you know, as a team, set up a time where we can get some, you know, a review of, you know, exactly how do you guys want to do things. So, you know, a plan can be set up to help you do things efficiently and what's going to work best for you guys. Absolutely. I can get that set up for you guys. Okay. So thank you for joining today. Sorry, the email template didn't seem to be working for us terribly well today, but just go into that, play with it. Like I said, I've been doing my own newsletters lately, and it's kind of like when I think I should do one, when I have something to say, and I'll write it, you know, in more of a personal manner. And like I said, I've been getting feedback from people on those. And so, and then I'm following up with Smart Plan. So if you go back to the Smart Plan section, I talked about a custom Smart Plan that I made, and I pointed people back to, I did a text and said, hey, I hope you enjoyed the newsletter that I sent out on May 1st, you know, about this. So kind of tie the different pieces together along the way. Just try to get people roped in. So thank you for joining. If you have any questions, you know, after you've looked back at the videos and as the Conquer command document, or just have a question, you know, let me know. And have a great Friday. And we'll see you at the leadership update at 3:30.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.